Hey, what is going on, you guys? So GoFest is right around the corner, and I am unbelievably excited, all right? I don't really want to get into why I'm excited today, but we'll get into that in another video, so stay tuned for that. But what we are going to do in this video is go over what you need to do to prepare for GoFest, whether you're going to one of the in-person events or you're playing global or both, probably. So super important stuff here in this video. I recommend doing literally like everything that I tell you in this video, like what to do in game, how to prepare yourself, your body, and what kind of like accessories and things that you need to bring out to GoFest to optimize your playing experience and optimize your time and just make the most bang for your buck for this event. So for the first group of things I want to talk about is technology. Technology items that you should bring or that you definitely need to bring to these events to be sure that you have the best playing experience. But first up, what you want to have is a good phone. All right, you want to have a really good phone. The older phones really aren't cutting it anymore. It's really kind of sad, and a bunch of Samsungs and Androids have a bunch of issues. So my go-to recommendation is the iPhone 13 and up. I've always loved the iPhones for this game at least. I've had several friends switch over from Android to iPhone, and they say it's night and day. It's amazing. They love it. The game runs so much more smoothly. So if you're in it for Pokemon Go, I highly recommend an iPhone. Up next, Pokemon Go Plus. That's the one that I use. You can really use any auto catcher, but it's pretty much a must-have during these events. All right, you can catch Pokemon while you're in raids. While you're catching Pokemon yourself, you can have it spin Pokestops, and it's a game changer. It makes everything go by so much easier, and you will be able to optimize your time and your day more. Now, for this next one, I don't have one. I might get one for New York. I don't quite know yet, but a little fan for your phone. For the back of your phone, I've seen quite a few people with them. It just kind of clamps onto the sides like this, and then you are just able to, it spins the fan on your phone and cools the back of your phone and really just makes everything go by a lot smoother. And it allows the screen to not get as dark or overheat, and it preserves the battery life quite a bit more. So I would recommend that. I haven't gotten one yet. I probably will get one for New York, so we'll see. I'll put a link in the description to everything that I recommend. I'll put a link to everything. It's all on Amazon or some other stuff, but everything will be down in the description below, including like the best fan. And what we're going to get into here next is portable chargers. Portable chargers are a game changer, okay? They don't make it so you have to stop or go sit in your car for an hour to charge up your phone. Bring at least 2 portable chargers, all right? 2 20,000 megawatt hour chargers, and you will be set for pretty much like 3 days straight. But it's better to have 2 than 1 just in case the one breaks or it didn't charge overnight. It's always better to have 2. And if you do have a fan, I'd recommend 3 because then your fan runs off of that one. So it's a lot of chargers that can get pretty heavy. So I'd always recommend a bag. I'll get into my bag recommendation here in just a little bit. Now, cords. You want to be sure that you have enough cords. So I have an iPhone, so I'm going to bring at least 2 iPhone cords. I recommend 2 cords for every device. So my GoPro here, I'll bring 2 USB-C cords. I'll bring another one for my Go Plus, so I'll bring 3 USB-C cords, and then since I have 2 or 3 portable chargers, I'll probably wind up bringing 4, 5, or 6 micro USB chargers, just to be on the safe side in case they break while you're traveling. You can never be too careful when it comes to technology, because when you need it the most, it will fail you, and that's just how tech is. The last thing I recommend for technology is if you have it, a backup phone. You could drop it, it could get stolen, you have no idea what could happen, it could just crash and not open. I recommend a backup phone or a backup device that you can run a hotspot off of, because you have no idea what could happen. I've had friends that have come out for Raid Hour or other events and that just can't connect on their one device, and then someone else has like a spare phone or something, so then they could log in on that. But I would recommend a spare phone only if you have the funds or only if you just have a spare one. But other than that, don't go out and spend $300, $400, $500 on another phone. You don't need to. It probably won't happen, but just you have to be mindful of where you are and be careful with your phone so you don't drop it. Up next, we're covering accessories, all right? And the number one that I recommend that isn't technology-based at all is I would recommend a front-facing bag, all right? I've had my bag for several years, and it works fantastic for every single event that I go to, or just even if I go to Disney, I'll put my phone, my wallet, and my water bottle in there, and it's great. I'll link mine down in the description. It's fantastic. I don't have a water bottle with it. I have my camera where the water bottle should go, but that's fine. The bag is amazing. It carries a lot, and it sits securely on the front of your chest, and it's very hard for people to steal it off of you. Up next, I'd recommend an umbrella for your phone. I know that may sound dumb, but I have one. I don't have it here, but it's like a little suction cup that sticks onto the back of the phone, and it just has a little umbrella that comes up, hangs over it, and whatnot, and it is fantastic. All right, it has allowed me to play on some rainy days, and it's also blocked the sun from turning my screen dark and not allowing me to see my gameplay and see what is going on in my game. Another thing that I'd recommend is a refillable water bottle, or just a water bottle in general. You are going to be walking and moving all day, every day for like 2 days straight at least. It's like you're going to one of the in-person events. You're going to be walking for 3 days straight. So refillable water, you need water. Water. That's the most important thing throughout the entire day, because it's going to be in July. It's hot literally everywhere. So if you don't have water, you could pass out, which bad for your health, A, and B, bad because you'll miss the rest of the event. So you don't really want to do that. Up next, we're going to talk clothing, okay? You need to have the best clothes possible. I'm not saying best looking. I'm saying best for the weather. You need to look ahead of the event. If you're traveling, look a week, 6 days, 5 days, 4 days before you travel. Look at the weather. See how it changes. If it's supposed to rain, if it's supposed to be cold, if it's supposed to be warm, pack accordingly. All right? During global, look the morning of or look the day before so that you could do some laundry. All right? You have to look at the weather, and you have to dress properly so that you can stay cool and that you're not overheated, or if you're in a cooler area, so that you could stay warm and not cold and have it slow down everything. Clothing, you have got to dress properly for this event, 100%. All right? If you don't, you're going to be miserable and you're going to hate it. Some people, like me, I like to wear a hat on my big grind days. I had my hat from New York last year. I might bring it back out to New York this year. I don't know yet. But you can either have a hat or sunglasses. I don't really like sunglasses because some of them make it hard to see my phone. So I don't really like to wear sunglasses all that often. I definitely like the hat. Protects you from the sun. Don't forget sunscreen. That's another big one. You really, really want to wear some sunscreen if you're in a sunny area, because that will kill you a day or two later. And now the final thing for clothing, I would definitely recommend shoes. Shoes that you're comfortable in, or a new pair of shoes. All right, go get a new pair of shoes a week before the event and walk in them. Get them all nice, comfy, and broken in. You want your feet to feel as nice and as good as possible, or else your feet are going to be miserable and you're going to be chugging painkillers the entire weekend and wondering why you didn't get nice and good shoes. Now, up next, this one's gameplay-wise. Play in a good area, okay? You've got to play in a good area, even if that means you have to travel 15, 20, 30 minutes away. Play in a good area with a player base, with a bunch of raids, with a bunch of spawns. Check Facebook, check Discord, check Campfire. Look for communities around you so that you can see where to go, where a bunch of people are going to be. All right, I'd recommend going into a smaller city or bigger town and trying to just get into a raid group or get into a park that has a bunch of spawns. And when traveling to places that you don't know, be careful. All right, you've got to stay on high alert. Check around your surroundings every once in a while. Maybe even bring a friend. That's what I'd recommend. Bring a friend with you. Have fun with a friend, but also just the buddy system, all right? You have someone else there with you, so it is technically safer to have someone else there with you. I know some people live in some dangerous parts, other people not so much like me. I could probably drop and fall asleep here on the pavement behind me for 2 hours and have my phones and camera out here and no one would even touch them. but in other towns, someone can come by, swipe it right now, and there's nothing I can do about it. So you just have got to be careful on where you travel, on where you go, and just know your surroundings, all right? Look around, be sure no one's following you, and just be safe. Don't go into any bad parts of town. Like, Google it ahead of time and just be safe. That's pretty much one of the number ones as well. Good clothes, good phone, and be safe, all right? Alrighty, so now up next, we're going to get into your item storage, okay? This is a big one. So if we look here at my item storage, I've got some potions, some revives. I'll wind up getting rid of all these, minus the max potions and minus the max revives. I'll probably go into New York with 500 max revives and maybe 200 max potions. Stock up on as many Ultra Balls as you possibly can. You've got to stock up on those. It makes catching so much easier. You can catch more Pokemon, which means you can catch things faster, and it's just, or the other way around, yeah. You can catch things faster, which means you can catch more Pokemon, which will in turn make you have more shinies and more hundos, technically speaking. So, use Ultra Balls. Take these next few weeks and stock up on them, okay? I'm at 772 right now, and I'm hoping to maybe get up to like 15, 16, 17, 1800 before New York. I'll probably go through that in a day. So that's not really good. I'm going to get rid of all my berries. I would recommend just having silver pineapples and golden razzes in your inventory to make these raid catches go by easier, and so that you can pretty much guarantee whenever you do encounter a shiny, you just golden razz it, Ultra Ball it, and then pretty much guarantee a catch on a shiny wild spawn. So that's what I'd recommend. And then also incenses. Be sure that you're stocked up on incenses. If you have the ticket for GoFest, there are special things spawning off of incense during it, like unknowns. I believe during Global there's like Pikachu. I don't remember for Global, but I know that there's some unknowns. There's some awesome stuff spawning. So be sure that you have enough incenses and star pieces and lucky eggs. I don't really like to talk about those. Get you extra XP and extra Stardust, which you can never have too much of. Up next, be sure that you have got yourself a bunch of raid passes. The more raid passes, the better. All right, I'm sitting at 89 right now. Probably going to get at least 100 more before New York. So it is so important and so vital to have raid passes, because if you don't have any, you can't raid these brand new Ultra Beasts, brand new Legendaries, or any of the stuff that's coming out. And all these Ultra Beasts, almost all of them, are useful in something. All right, Global's going to have literally everything. Focus Xurkitree, Focus Necrozma, Focus Guzzlord, Focus Kartana. So you cannot have enough raid passes. Start saving up your Pokecoins, or talk with your parents, or save up the money and get some more coins for some more passes. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is be sure that you have like enough storage space. I'm at 5,400 storage right now. Probably going to bump this up to like 6,000 before I get to New York and just fill it up with balls. So be sure that you have enough storage. I recommend at least 1,200 item bag storage. But that's me. I put a bunch of money into the game. I put a bunch of time and effort into the game. If you're free to play, that is definitely going to be a lot harder. Just know that you are not going to be as efficient during GoFest, but it won't completely ruin your day. All right, if you don't have stuff stocked up, it's not going to ruin your day. Pokemon storage. Oh my gosh, this one's the biggest one. You want to have at least 1,000 open spaces. I know that may seem like a lot. I know you might not even have 1,000 Pokemon storage. If you don't, then you need to clear out your inventory, and there's no easy way of going about that. All right, like I've got some Pokemon in here, a lot of Pokemon in here that I need to transfer, but if we look through, I haven't transferred in a while. It's been quite a little bit, but I have all of these Pokemon in here that are like marked for trade. I'm going to wind up transferring these, or I need to trade them. Trade. You hit your 100 trades up to the event, and then just make a transfer tag. You need to have tags. They make sorting Pokemon so much easier. Like, I've got everything from last year. Like here, if we look at this New York City 2023, everything that I still have from New York last year is in here. All right, I've got shinies, I've got legendaries, I've got everything, and then also have a GoFest tag. All right, always make these tags because A, they could be sentimental to you one day, all right? Remind you of these events like, oh, hey, I caught it during this event. That was super awesome. I had a fun time. B, it makes everything go by so much easier. So look through your Pokemon, transfer a bunch of stuff, wait until next month or maybe even early July to see if we have a 2x transfer candy event. Because if we do, that's when you want to transfer. If not, just transfer really anytime. So be on the lookout for Spotlight Hour next month to hope and pray that we do get a 2x transfer candy event. What I would do is I would go down by number and see, we're looking here at all my Charmanders. Do I really need this many Charmanders? Sure, some of them are shiny. Sure, some of them are extra small, extra large, all that kind of stuff. I don't need all of them. So I'll go through and I'll pick out my top 3 XXLs, my top 3 XXSs, and then I'll probably transfer a bunch of shinies, and I've got a bunch of Hundo Charizards and a bunch of Hundo Charmanders. So anything that's not a Hundo, I'm probably going to wind up transferring. So you just kind of got to look through, and same thing with, like, look at this. Do I need all these shiny Bagons? No, I'm never going to do that many trades for shiny Bagon. So I can probably wipe out 20, 30, 40 of these and still be fine. Same thing with legendaries. If we scroll down here, who wants Regirock from trades? Nobody. I could get rid of all these. Same thing with the Regices. Same thing with the Registeels. Latioses. Latios. I don't have many Latios. But Kyogre. Oh my gosh. Do you see how many of these I have? I have way too many. Get rid of your spare legendaries that aren't meta relevant and that people don't want for lucky trades, or that aren't going to want for just special trades. All right. Because you have your special trade a day. If someone comes up to you and says, hey, do you have a spare Regirock to trade me for your special trade a day? They're crazy. No one wants a Regirock. You want to do Rayquaza, Kyogre, Groudon, Dialga, Palkia, pretty much like anything else. Or a shiny, like, just, if you have spare crap legendaries, get rid of them. All right, you've got to get rid of them. Same thing with mythicals. You got to be on the lookout for Meltan and other stuff like that. Like, yeah, just Meltan. Check your box for Meltan, because that doesn't get transferred in the big group transfer. You have to transfer those individually or turn on expanded group transfer. I will link a video down below to a video that I think is really good about transferring Pokemon and which Pokemon to transfer. So go watch that after you're done watching this, please. Please don't click off. But very, very good video there, and I would highly recommend watching it. Now, up next, we've got in-game settings, okay? In-game settings are absolutely huge, so I'm going to walk you guys through this with me. First of all, we want to hit the little Pokeball on the bottom of the screen, go up top right to the settings. I have my music and sound off. You can do really whatever you want with music and sound. But vibrations I have on and haptics I have on, I would recommend turning both of these off. I'm going to wind up turning vibrations off once I get to New York, because these vibrations and these haptics vibrate your phone, which drain your battery faster. So if you want better gameplay, longer gameplay, I really wouldn't recommend having those two on. I would recommend turning those two off just for the duration of this event, even if you like having them on. Up next, we'll go into the general tag. We have language, battery saver, adventure sync. We have all this stuff. That's cool. What we want to worry about right here is battery saver. Turn that on. Battery saver is huge. Saves your battery. Pretty self-explanatory. Adventure sync. Yes, you want this on because when your phone's closed, or if you have it down by your side or something, it will still walk for you. It'll still walk your eggs. It'll still do everything for you, which is great. And if you have a Go Plus connected and Adventure Sync's off, it's not going to do anything for you. It's just not going to work when your phone's off. The next one we want to worry about is expanded group transfer. During the duration of the event, you want to make sure that you have this off so you don't accidentally transfer any shinies or any legendaries. All right, you want to be sure to hold on to all your shinies and your legendaries that you catch during the event so you can check them afterwards and see if they're worth trading, worth keeping, or worth transferring. Now, if we scroll down just a little bit further, we'll come down here to this friends area and allow friend requests from raid members. I would recommend turning this off for the duration of the event if you are in a high pop, high density, player density area where you're going to be raiding with a bunch of different people, because you don't want to be getting spammed with friend requests every single time that you raid. All right, you just don't want that. Really, no one wants that. It'll slow down your gameplay just a little bit, but it'll still slow you down and it'll be a distraction. So turn that off for the duration of the event. once you go back to your hometown and or whatever, just turn it back on, and then you could raid with other people and make new friends through that. Up next, we're going to go down to this advanced settings area in this here. All right, we want to remember last used Pokeball. All right, that is huge, because if you catch a Pokemon with your Ultra Ball, then the next Pokemon you click on, the Ultra Ball will be right out there, so you don't have to swap back and forth from Pokeball to Ultra Ball. And then when you run out of Ultra Balls, it'll just throw you down to the Pokeball. All right, it's perfect. It's amazing. I recommend having this on 24/7. All right, just like not during the event hours, just all the time, 24/7. Would recommend this. I would also recommend turning off enhanced graphics. I have it on right now because I'm not really playing like super sweaty, but this will drain your battery a little bit faster than having it off real. So I recommend having this off. Native refresh rate. If you don't have this on, I would recommend it because it makes your game run so much smoother. It is such a game changer, and this one does drain your battery just a little bit faster, but it makes the entire game run so much more smooth and so much better. I always recommend having on native refresh rate. All right, it is amazing. It's amazing. Now, just right underneath native refresh rate, what you want to do is the morning of the event, the morning of GoFest, click on download all assets. All right, I'm not on Wi-Fi right now, so I can't do this. You've got to be on Wi-Fi to do this. So download all assets, and that makes the game run smoother as well. Smoother and faster. You have all the game assets, and it might add a couple megabytes to your phone storage, so be sure that you do have some open phone storage for it, but it is a game changer. You need to have it on. Loading time so much faster. Pokemon popping up so much faster. It's amazing. You need to have it on. Then right underneath the delete your account, don't delete your account. Turn off reactive movement. It should already be off unless you turned it on, but that's just for like clothes and hair and stuff. It just slows down your game. I would not recommend having this on. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is getting you yourself ready. This is extremely important because if you are not physically and mentally ready, then you will not be able to enjoy this event and make the most out of it, okay? I'm not the most physically fit person in the world. I think we all know that. But I'm physically getting ready for this event, and you've got plenty of time too. The biggest thing that you need to do is get out there and walk almost every single day, okay? Even if it's for 15, 20 minutes, get out there and walk. You could play the game, or you can enjoy the nature, just enjoy your surroundings. It's a beautiful world. Not everything is in the game. So get out there, walk around, all right? And my number one big thing is I recommend walking more next week than you did this week, all right? Set like an increment of like 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers extra every single week leading up to GoFest, all right? So then when GoFest comes around, over the course of the past 2-3 weeks, you've walked more than what you will walk during the weekend of GoFest, so that your body is ready for it. Your body's ready for a lot more, and then when it doesn't happen, your body's like, oh, this is really nice and relaxing, and you aren't hurting as much after GoFest. Up next is water. Water is debatably the most important thing. Everything's debatably the most important thing, okay? But water is extremely important. Drink water in the leading days, week, or even weeks leading up to this event. You got to drink a bunch of water, get your body hydrated so you won't have to stop and drink as much water during the event. The more water you drink, the better off you'll be. I always recommend drinking at least half a gallon of water a day. And I know that might seem hard for some people, but just drink water, maybe substitute some pop or soda or milk or really whatever for water. All right, drinking more water is fantastic. Water never hurt anybody. Not drinking water has. Now, for food during the event, you can map out a time each day for you to go out and get food, okay? Be like, hey, I want to go here by yourself or with friends or with the community. See if they want to set up something or maybe even do a cookout. I know we're going to do a cookout out here. It's going to be fun. You guys can come out here if you want to. But we're going to do a cookout out here after GoFest. But during GoFest, eat, okay? set aside a time or make food at home. Make some sandwiches, get some granola bars, and keep them on you so that you can eat them when you're getting hungry, okay? You've got to eat during the event. If you don't, you're going to be hurting later on, all right? So you got to eat. Another big one is putting time off for work, all right? If you delay it and you don't get the time off for work, you're kind of screwed. Either A, you're screwed out of doing the event, or B, you're screwed at work. You just don't show up. Or you put in for time off, okay? You've got to put in for time off. I already have my time off. I've got friends with their times off. Put in your time off early so that you can secure it, so that you do have those 2 days to go out and just play the event and have fun. Another big thing is get on a good sleep schedule. Get on a really good sleep schedule, okay? If you aren't on a good sleep schedule, then your entire day is going to be ruined. Because I believe the event's from 10 to 6, at least globally. Globally is 10 to 6. So go to bed at least midnight, okay? At the latest, midnight the week before, and go to bed around midnight every single day so that you can wake up at 8 a.m., feel refreshed, and so that you can get a whole 8 hours of sleep. All right, so now this last little section that we're going to get into is strategies, okay? These are my top strategies that I recommend. I haven't made them, I don't think, by any means, but I definitely use some of them. All right, guys, so strategies. You've got to strategize beforehand, okay? Just get there 30 minutes beforehand. That's my number one tip for this section, all right? Get there 30 minutes beforehand, or 15 minutes. It doesn't really matter. Just get there beforehand. Look at the area. Just get ready. Get yourself mentally in the game, mentally prepared for the event. For the strategy side of everything, my number one catching strategy is called the bus strat. If you are in a city and you have a Go Plus, this is going to be your number one strat. Connect your Go Plus to your phone and hop on a bus and be on that bus for almost like the entire day. If you don't care about rates, that's what you want to do. You will get so many shiny checks and so many Pokemon encounters. You will be able to catch so many because the buses don't go that fast. So it's always within the speed of Pokemon being able to spawn if you have your Go Plus connected, and you're always able to catch it and it won't run off because you've hit the speed limit. Now, if you don't live in a big city like me, walk around just a high-density park. Just enjoy your time. Walk around a high-density area like right here. I could probably walk around my entire preserve and get the 300 spawns when it's not an event. But during an event, probably 450, 500. So it's great. Find an area like this that you can just bounce around for an hour and enjoy yourself at. Now, if you're big into raiding like I am, I know I'm going to do this for global, is raid snipe while driving, all right? Get a driver or get 3 of your friends and you drive, or 4 of your friends and drive, and just go around and snipe every single raid. Map out where you're going to go before the current raid is about to start. So start the raid, and as you're taking it down, hand your phone or have the driver hand their phone over to someone else in the car and just go around and drive, head to the next raid, hit as many raids as you can. You can do all of these Ultra Beast raids with 4 or 5 people. I don't know so much about the Lunala and Solgaleo on Sunday during Global, but would highly recommend driving and raiding if you want to focus on raids. Okay, that is the best. I'm shooting for at least 80 raids a day during Global. So that's exciting. I'm super excited for it. I think I could do it. We'll see, but who knows? Now, ideally, how most people are going to do it are going to be doing the hybrid method where you walk to a raid and along that walk, you just catch. All right? That's fun. That's totally fine. That is probably the best way to play, I think. I think that's probably the best way to play. Just walking and hitting a raid. So like right here, if I'm playing around in my park right here, we see that I've got 2 raids. Say I complete this, I could walk down here, hit those 2 other raids, or walk across the street, hit all that, and then there's even more way off in the distance over there. That's probably the best way to play for most rural players. Just walk around, go walk to a raid, and in between the raids, just catch everything, pretty much. Now, if you really, really, really want to do eggs, which I don't know why you would want to because there's no special eggs during this event, I would recommend just getting a scooter or a bike for the weekend and scootering or biking around to the raids. All right, stay below 6 miles an hour because then the game won't count it after like 6.5 miles an hour faster. I don't know what that is in kilometers, but you got to stay below 6 miles an hour and it will hatch your eggs, and then you can let your Go Plus go. You want to pay attention to the road or whatever path that you're on. You don't want to be looking at your phone and biking and then wind up in the ditch. So let your Go Plus go and catch the Pokemon and bike around to raids and then let your eggs hatch. So that's pretty much it. Of course, quick catching for strategy. You got to know how to quick catch. If you don't, I'll link a video down here again on how to quick catch. It's an absolute game changer. It is amazing. Always, always, always quick catch, even in non-events. And then also, Palkia with Spatial Rend. Be sure that you do that. You'll get like twice the amount of encounters. It's the most busted thing in this entire game. So that leads me into now the very, very final thing. Have fun. Have lots and lots of fun. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the surroundings. Okay? You've got to have fun. You've got to find a way to have fun and just enjoy yourself. Don't take it too seriously. At the end of the day, it is a game on the phone that will be gone eventually. This won't be around forever, and just enjoy yourself. Have a good time, and just really just live in the moment and enjoy what is happening.